Watch and learn.
Game number 3 of Boom Esports versus Fnatic. Now, Will, last game, most people favored Fnatic even with what looked like atrocious draft and potential laning phase. This one looks a bit better, so I have to imagine Fnatic is looking good in this. But yeah, which draft would you prefer Team Liquid play with?
Probably Fnatic's by far too.
Yeah?
Yeah. And the odds, I think, reflected that too. It was like 1.4 to like 2.8.
Oh, good eye on that.
So people still think that Fnatic are pretty favored. A little bit of trepidation, 1.4. I think it started at like 1.2 or something at the beginning of the day. So things have definitely started moving and escalating towards Boom, especially after that last game. But I think that if I was a betting man, yeah, probably put my money on Fnatic. Just because I think that their draft is superior. I think they have multiple ways of catch. They have really good ways to deal with Boom's heroes. We saw what the Monkey King versus Ember Spirit matchup looks like already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hint, if you didn't see it, it's not fun.
It was dominant, and now Fnatic have it in their possession. So, you know, we could have that little bit of extra. You know, let me show you what I can do with the hero factor involved. It was already acknowledged heavily by the panel. You have a situation of a Phoenix being picked into Snapfire. It's talked about a lot how Snapfire is so damn good against the egg. I imagine that's something she's going to be looking out for here. Yeah. And also, there's not even a lot of good protection and defenses Cap was talking about for the egg. So what the hell are you supposed to do if you're a Phoenix in this game?
I don't know. It's not fun. The first time I played against Phoenix against Snapfire, it was terrible. I mean, I instantly thought I should complain to somebody at Valve because there's no way that Lil Shredder should just be like, bop, 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 done.
But that's how it goes.
That is indeed how it goes.
That's how it be.
I understand why it works on towers, like the attack speed slow on the towers and stuff like that. Nice, but I don't know. There's so many heroes that as soon as she's in the pool, that if you have ideas of picking, like Undying or Phoenix, it's just not fun. Is no fun.
Now, what about the AM experience here? It was mentioned that in the laning phase, he should have a pretty good time. You're going against an ice off lane Void Spirit. I personally have not seen this. I know of Void Spirit being a mid laner. I even heard recently of the 4 position Void Spirit and got to see it myself. Is this hero really that good that he could just play any position?
I was offline Void Spirit today in my pub.
How'd that go? Is it good? Does it feel good?
It was like 14-0 or something.
Okay, must feel damn good. Now, would it feel as good going against AM?
No, I was against I had a really easy lane. I think I was like against Undying plus Anti-Mage, or no, Undying Morphling. And I had like Snapfire, so we just kind of right-clicked people and killed them.
Do you wish that Storm Spirit was as flexible as all the other spirits as far as positions? Because I know even Earth Spirit can play mid lane. I know Ember Spirit has had some dabbling in the support position recently. You know, Storm is like mid, maybe safe lane in some occasional games. Would you ever wish of a 4 position Storm Spirit to work?
Nah, I like him exactly where he is. I like him where he is.
I just feel like that's a cute thing. Ice Frog would be like, I wish all the spirits were flexible because spirits are like wind and water and earth.
He's going to have to make it so then if he wants it to be support, his Q would have to change. Like his Remnant. Like it's impossible to land unless that's like true.
And I feel like if he gets too crazy with the idea of changing up Remnant, it could greatly affect the core part of Storm Spirit.
Wait, oh, okay. So they don't actually know quite where the ward is. That's pretty nice ward position. I noticed Fly from EG places that one a lot.
You're talking about this Dire ward
places that one a lot.
Up of the river, yeah. Yeah, the support's warding is a metagame in itself, you know. You can't be too predictable. Everybody able to study each other's replays and tactics, you know, quickly load up 2 games, and you kind of could easily understand a warding pattern that support has to offer. So it's good that there's people like Fly and others to continue to think outside the box and find new setups and new good ward positions to counter. But yeah, here we go. The fabled Monkey King Ember Spirit matchup, which should be heavily Monkey King favored. We'll keep in tune of.
It's actually kind of okay because he got the superior block on the Ember.
It did start high ground, which allowed Ember to get that clean 3-0 start.
Yeah, this is a pretty ideal circumstance for him, because what you want against the monkey is for the lane to be pushed in your favor. So Makoto's actually kind of making this work right now. He's one off of perfect CS. Yeah, he's got 6 out of 8. He missed that one creep that I think he should have gotten, but otherwise, nearly perfect, Dakota.
Going fantastic. I imagine the mid lane is just as volatile as it's ever been. So this could be a nice clean start to the point of those early rotations from maybe some of the other lanes. We briefly checked in on bottom, which is pushed pretty far forward into the Radiant side. And now Radiant able to kind of fire back a little bit of harassment, but you know, kill potential is something in itself. You maybe get a clean spear and set up, maybe a clean cookie for the Slark, and then followed up with a pounce. That could certainly do a number. But you know, Phoenix has the opportunity to dive away, and then Mars is tanky. Where do you think potentially we could see first blood happen?
Towards mid.
Towards mid?
I think what DJ will do after he pulls this wave, after he did anyways, is I think he actually... Oh wait, what is this pull right now that... Okay, no, he was just pulling from the side. I thought there was like some weird way to connect that I've never seen before, but I would imagine he just goes towards mid and they try to make a kill happen on...
But that dire ward, dude.
Yeah, that's smart.
I think it spotted him. They pinged them, and now DJ is not going to get the smart approach. Makoto is, you know, pushed forward. They're still drawing like, hey, dude, watch out.
Oh,
Earthshaker's over there.
Makoto might just die.
Will he still die, even though they have the intel?
I mean, they pinged. They told him.
Don't do this.
They... Oh, the dodge! He's so good, baby! He's so good! Oh my god!
Oh, that was so sick. Just let him have that at that point.
That was, yeah, honestly, you suicide for that one. Oh, that was so sick.
I might forgive you now, because you should have known that was coming, but damn, man, still.
That was so sick. I will always appreciate a good slide dodge, especially in that circumstance. Like, if he could have gotten the kill and somehow corrects that lane, that would have been insane. And he's almost got the same CS that that Moon had at the 6-minute mark last game. Moon, I think at that point had like 19, I believe it was, like to 44. Oh, and he actually kills him.
No. Wait. He just got back, right?
Yeah, he just got back. Apparently, he just stayed with low HP, and then he gets... and now this lane is even better for him, because he's going to up him in CS. He got more gold and experience for the kill than... The
ward is still there. They still see DJ. Guys, stop getting caught by DJ. You know he's there. He's been lurking around in the jungle.
Ah, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh my goodness. How does this man get away with this so much?
It's okay.
Under surveillance.
It's alright, because Makoto's just outplaying them. And you know, right? I believe it right now. Dakota, he's gotten way more. He's 100% gotten way more out of this lane than he should have.
They have backup nearby now. It looks like, you know, little Oracle is trying to sniff out what DJ's up to. Check things up a bit. You know, DJ was able to get a pretty deep ward himself now onto Boom's side, so there's going to be intel going the other way. Also, it was unmentioned because there's so much chaos breaking out. They did get that kill on the bottom lane too, I believe. Snapfire picked that one up, getting the takedown of Hyde. But I mentioned the kill potential already between like Cookie and Pounce. You know, you get caught out, there's a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and he's getting a little bit low, but has no real target. Was trying to get him on those like random crystal shard looking things, and this might actually just be a kill on the jabs, 100%.
Yep. You know, throws himself into the fray, but same goal there. Meanwhile, mid lane Moon moving past the tower. We got DJ around the corner. Makoto tries to head to the other side. The fissure not quite long enough. He eats through the tree and finds a safe passage right there.
And that should be something that we should mention, is that the Oracle does purge off the buff on Monkey King, because it is a buff.
Oh yeah, very true. Like that, the Darkseer factor might be a clean counter pickup for floating into the mid lane and doing such work. Okay, Moon now. Oh, he tried to slight that one again. This time Moon privy to it.
Oh, Makoto is probably dead here.
Okay, Phoenix coming in from behind, trying to help out though. Does stop them in their tracks.
And now Moon is really low.
Ooh! 2. That's a level 2 Purifying Flames. It does a lot of damage, but it was not able to get the finish. Moon survives on, and now DJ's here, drops down the fissure, and they're able to trap the bird.
Still, laning-wise, this is going fine for Boom. Their other 2 lanes are winning pretty handedly. The Void Spirit just TP'd mid, so Anti-Mage, who is already having a pretty good game, as our analyst rightfully pointed out, it's a really nice matchup for him, is doing perfectly fine. This Ember Spirit is just kind of threw away his thing, but he's going to get a kill on the Moon. He actually would have done that solo anyways.
And Makoto certainly making this an entertaining 1v1, even though it should be so one-sided.
We saw what it looked like when Makoto had the matchup, and you thought we were just. I thought I was just gonna get more of that.
Yeah, and then some. I thought Moon was gonna be like, "Let me show you how it's done."
Yeah,
but
he's like, "Dude, I had such a miserable game last night. Let me show you that it is not." And instead, Makoto's like, "No, I think I'm a little bit better than you."
I understand the Monkey King. All right.
Oh man, that is that's not good. That is pretty massive. He would have killed him without Hyde though. Like Hyde being there actually soaked XP. But yeah, this Monkey King is 300 net worth behind. At this point in the game, he was almost like 2k ahead of the Ember.
But you know who also is a big breadwinner here? Mars. That guy is neck and neck with top CS in the game. 39 and 6th. He has been just trucking away down here, and now shielding up on the 23 Savage. They force him back,
23
but
Savage
Big
is...
Bird going in for the finish. Is he going to crumble away?
He's
he
dead.
Will. At the same time,
how does top die?
A tit for tat, I guess.
How does Anti-Mage die there?
DJ things, I guess. This man's all over the place.
Okay.
It's criminal. I'm telling you.
I don't even blame our ops for not watching top, because I don't think that... I think if I asked Brian, like, if that's a lane that he can die in, he'd probably say no. Especially when Void Spirit's not level 6 or anything like that. You can always blink out unless you're at like 100 HP, which is what he must have been.
I imagine that he was not expecting a DJ snipe fissure from the outside, and it just caught him as he was about to blink out. That's what I can theorize, but we won't know until we check the tapes.
On 23 Savage is now top. He's gonna get the pounce and not enough damage. Ice out of mana, as he should be for most of this matchup. But all 3 cores right now on the side of Boom, despite the kind of unexpected death at top, are still leading the way for this game, and Makoto is still having a very good game.
Moves for Jabs bottom lane. Arena's out. Just out to Javelin, the shield crash, and that's all it takes. Nice ping and execution of action right there. Meanwhile, top. Makoto shielding right up on the DJ, and Boom are going. They have earned their advantage from the laning phase, and they're putting it into action.
And this is the highest net worth in the game right now on this Ember Spirit, and he's almost 1,000 ahead of this Monkey King. I still don't quite understand, if I'm 100% honest, how that happened and how the solo kill happened, because that really threw away whatever lead that they had. And the first rotation of the game is going to be by Moon and Ice down towards...
It's not going to amount to anything.
Yeah, and in fact, they're actually going to get kind of aggressive here, and that pins him to the wall.
Oh, they saw the TPs, but they decided to float back a bit. They have help around the corner with DJ, but it's too late. They've already committed, and they'll take out Void Spirit.
Yeah, that's a dead Ice, and look at Makoto. He's just...
He has Moon's number. Oh,
and he touches it.
Let's go!
Ooh, this boy.
He is Let's get it. Tap dancing all over Moon.
Oh, man. You're straight up just getting outplayed right now, Moon. Oh, my God.
Very nice. Very nice.
Dude, I don't get to watch enough Southeast Asian Dota. Makoto's sick.
All the dribbling between the legs. I'm loving it.
Like, the thing is, he's really being risky when he goes to these plays, but you can't even hate on that. It's so exciting when players just decide, like, screw it. You know, I'm better than you.
Here he is again. He's leading out from the charge, but Jabs is right behind. Fissure's there. I think maybe he got a little too overzealous this time. Finally, Fnatic can get a hold of him.
He doesn't have... Does he have a spear? He does.
No way.
Oh,
a haste throw.
Oh,
how convenient. God. Oh, no.
He's
they got
dead.
the latch.
He's dead.
Okay.
He's dead. Yeah,
Ice gets him. Ice
yeah, he's dead.
Okay, guys, don't go.
Oh, no. Okay.
Jabs.
We're all good. We're all good.
Oh, man. That would have been something. Look at this, though. From downtown, they get the picture.
He's fine. Yeah, that was a wasted Snapfire ulti.
Right. That's right.
Oh, man. Makoto,
Fate's Edict.
He really pushes things. You gotta love it though. You can't. I'll never hate on a player that does stuff like that. I can criticize and say like, ah, it was a weird decision, but straight up hate, never.
Yeah, it's hard to say because had those turn into failures, then you're just, you know, seeing somebody
like right
really
there.
fall on their own face.
Oh, he could have died.
We're just gonna check out the replay here. There is action at the mid lane,
And
though.
Moon dies again.
Quick cutback because yeah, I was gonna say Makoto's he's creating new highlight reels over here. He's taking it back to Moon yet again.
Oh, you can't keep your eyes off this guy. Like every single time we hop back into the game, Moon's dead.
Yeah, what is it with these young kids and their high MMRs and Ember Spirit? They just, that is the hero.
One thing about this matchup, by the way, Dakota, is at some point it becomes fine for Ember.
Yeah.
Like it's really just the fact that the laning phase is always so rough.
Oh.
And DJ's
no.
not close enough for.
Oh no.
Makoto's just, he's happy about that. An Echo Slam was used, the Slark ulti was used now. Here comes Moon though, he is here.
Okay, Makoto, maybe his days are finally numbered. Moon
Surely he dies now for this.
I don't know. Around the corners, Oracle with a false promise.
Oh, and they know he's up there.
I think they're good. More help's on the way. Now with FBZ being here, I think Fnatic might have to reconsider. Nope, never mind. They're not reconsidering. They're all in for this one. They're moving in hard. Ice is going to lead out the charge, but does not find connection yet. Moon, think about hopping in, hops back, Fisher's there. Very awkward for Fnatic out of the gates, but they get a hold of jabs. This is bad for Fnatic. They got to pull out. They will only lose jabs, which I think is good for them, considering they decided to fight. Wow.
I would say it's not the worst thing, but they were still there as 5, and Anti-Major's farming during this entire time.
Ice is still being chased. He was able to get a cute little snipe onto Makoto's courier, and he's creating the space, but Makoto will take that kill.
I'm not sure what space he's creating though. During that entire time, Anti-Major's farming bottom, and Slark was top. Like they were gathered as 5 top, thinking that they could potentially win a fight, 4-on-5. So it's not like they got a lot of space out of that. If anything, they just kind of lost ground.
It's like Savage is able to go for these stacks, but before he can even try to finish it, look who's already knocking at the door.
Oh, Moon, you're dead again.
Moving up into the high ground, finding Moon, finding another kill. I can tell you right now, this Monkey King isn't looking nearly as impressive as the Tiger King.
I heard you talk about that with Pop-Tart, and I was like, he loves that. I knew it was gonna slip in. That was good. I like that.
I just had to wait for the right moment. Could have done better. But here, I
appreciated it.
You know, it's like, who do they have to fall back on to make something happen? Ice is in potentially some trouble here top lane.
He's got double jump. He's okay, but Makoto's down here and he's earned.
Yeah, they got him. They got him. Boom is just putting on a clinic this game.
He is.
And they didn't have to have as much of a, drafting advantage as this go around.
Dude, look at the look at Ice's current net worth. Whoa. If you looked at just this list without seeing any of the heroes, you say, oh, okay, like the 4 Void Spirit didn't work out.
I don't think I've ever seen Ice in that kind of position, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
way down that low, my goodness.
Remember what I said at the beginning of the day. Fnatic is a team that you want to win lanes against. You want to be able to slow these guys down because they play so independently that if the lanes individually don't work out, that's really where you get them.
Now Boom have free reign to kind of play at their own pace here. It's a matter of what they want to do with it. They have Roche out there, but really how good of a Roche lineup are they? It might be something they just kind of pass on for now and think about picking up later. They have a tier 1 here in the mid they can gladly still go for.
Yeah, Anti-Mage with this Battle Fury will continue to avoid fights, and their 4-man is so strong on Boom.
Oh yeah.
And it all comes down to the fact that all 3 of the cores have had such a good start. 23 Savage is going to start this for his team, and that actually knocks down one of the trees, and that makes Moon a little bit...
Savage loses like a huge chunk of his life bar there, and yeah, he has a Diffusal Blade now to try to flex, but it's not the tankiest, and could fall into trouble real fast if not careful. But yeah, I mean, the 4-man team for Boom has been fantastic. Makoto certainly being the star of that show.
And the Anti-Mage is moving upwards with this farm. Fnatic really want this kill.
There they go. Can they get a catch onto the secret
They know he's right
Piggy
there.
bank carry of the team. What can they do? Jump in immediately. The stun's all there.
He is 100% dead.
Yep.
Oh my
They
lord.
commit so much.
That was a hateful kill.
They're trying to send a message into this game to say, you know, we're feeling down, but we're not out. We'll still, we'll catch you out. In the meantime, Boone trying to move through this mid lane, at least get the secured finish onto that tier 1. Kodo around the corner. Picked up the early Chrysalis. I don't feel like I see that very often on your Embers, but here he is slicing up with it onto jabs.
It's really efficient damage. It's something that Thompson began to do because they kept buffing Chrysalis as FBC barely misses.
Oh,
Doesn't quite get it. Would have probably been a kill, but they do get mid tower.
yeah, that's right. They it made it cheaper now, I guess.
Yeah.
Technically, with the broadsword being cheaper.
Then I think they saw everyone started getting Chrysalis about a patch ago, and then they made it more expensive again.
that's how it goes.
Literally every hero was getting Chrysalis. Like it cost nothing and it dealt like 40 something damage. Or 34 damage, sorry. And then it gives you the chance to crit as well. So it was way too good for what it was. And so now everyone is kind of swerved and decided to go for the Blade Mail.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like Blade Mail should be almost filling that spot. Another item cheaper by the broadsword and was buffed with damage.
It's just a little bit worse if you're not an end hero.
Ah, that's fair enough. Here's Boom. Thinking about making the jump to the mid lane on Ice, Ice, Ice. He seems to be an easy target. And FBZ now dominating on his Mars.
Hit on hit, and the anti-mage's farm is still relatively unperturbed. His team has done such a good job for him. Like Dream's game has been, it's been a dream game. Aside from the
Very nice.
one death at lane and the time he got picked off there, he hasn't really been contested too much. His team has done a very good job of winning all their 4-on-5 engagements.
Oh yeah, this would be fantastic. In a pub situation, I imagine if you're the AM and you're just seeing so much chaos without you really being involved. I mean, the AM is 0, 2, and 0. He's had no involvement in any of the positivity going for his team at all at this point.
Makoto's signaling his Oracle. He's saying like, guys, somebody might be here. And instead, they're going to go towards bottom where they've got the numbers advantage now that the Oracle TP, but 23 Savage misses and Ice.
They're trying to catch what they can, if anything, and it does happen to be a juicy target. They need to really lock him down now. That's a lot. They need more, though. Oh, they do get... Oh, man, I thought it was going to be spaced out too much at that point, and AM would have been able to slip away. But as you mentioned, the numbers advantage there for Fnatic, and there's just not enough to bail out AM or divert the attention.
That was perfect by them. They actually layered their CC perfectly. Really well done by Fnatic. One by one.
And look at the AM was about to get that blink animation off, but yeah.
He was stunned for so long that the pounce came back up.
2 takedowns back-to-back of Anti-Mage. Now, of course, they still have Ember and Mars both, you know, joining him as far as the trifecta of power net worth here. But Fnatic trying to scratch their way back, you know, taking advantage of some of those higher bounties out there. And look at this, sniping another. You know, little by little, they're on the run back.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of doing it. I'd say they need at least another, like, a core kill on maybe the Ember Spear would have made things real good.
Yeah, on the bar of doing it, this is kind of doing it, then they're doing it, and then actually doing it, and then they've done it.
They're dewarding a lot, too. They're correctly utilizing their Slark as hide.
Nope, didn't quite make it to the high ground. Jabs. Are they going to grab old Granny? Yes, they are. Get back here, Grandma.
He did.
We shove Jabs across the river to the other side.
This is a really farmed Phoenix, by the way.
Yeah, it's funny that there really has been no egg Snapfire stuff.
No.
That was like a big focus point of the draft and something you always look out for. And again, Boom picked the Phoenix into the Snapfire, but, you know, has it been a problem? Not at all. Phoenix has been just using everything else in the toolkit to help out the team. And by the time the egg is even going to be brought into a fight, will Snapfire even have the approach?
Yeah, that's my concern right now, is that he's so far behind, and this Ember Share like 2-shots him at this point.
Yeah, she's just got to sit in the back and chunk out her ultimate in any capacity. I don't think she's going to be in there trying to break eggs.
Oh, and FPZ actually messes up. He gets onto the high ground here, and they're even going to place a sentry. They know he's here. This is kind of a terrible position for him.
He does TP out. Bit awkward, but Boom are able to slip out from any potential threat. They ward up and hold the perimeter of the bottom lane, but Fnatic already kind of privy to that. Taking Reyna up north. They'll take that outpost and just kind of work with the available farm. You know, it's getting a little interesting. The net worth shifting around a bit. There was a top 3. Now suddenly the Slark is creeping up.
That curve is pretty close to 100, right? And we see the odds reflected 5.8 to 1 for Boom. I really thought this game was going to go in favor of Fnatic. I thought all 3 of their lanes, I thought 2 of their 3 lanes were going to do really well for them. I thought one lane was going to, in particular, was going to be absolutely dominant.
But Boom and certainly Mikoto doing so much work in that early game. Kind of set the stage for them to kind of take really any team fight that does approach, but both teams really just splitting their farm across all fronts. AM, Manta done. Obviously already has that Battle Fury. Looks like Basher next, Abyssal to come. Pretty cookie cutter for your AM buildup. But here we go. Call to action now comes out from Boom as they pop the smoke. Mikoto scouts out what looks like the rune. And then pumps back. Remember the new illusion rune acts as a mini Manta here, and he's got it bottled up. They taunted out a bit. They commit to the high ground. Now Ice though checks him on the high ground. Monkey King pops the ult, and they're trying to take it right back to Boom. They got the Oracle down, and Boom's forced to retreat.
Just a little bit too aggressive by Mikoto. The rest of his team wasn't really in the best position. The smoke breaks on all of them, so not really an easy position for Mars to go on.
Still not the worst thing there. This is the 4-man. Because AM is farming elsewhere, and just losing your one little support is not the biggest thing, but Fnatic are on the move, and again, they're going to go hunting for AM.
This would be such a bad death by Dream if he dies here. Like, he has been the centerpiece. They have not asked him to be in a single fight. If this is the kind of anti-mage game you get, you can't afford to die.
I think he's good. He's already made it across the mid lane, through the safety of his team.
Yeah, I can't stress this enough. I feel like Dream, he's 0-3, and in most situations that'd be death sentence, but his team has done such a good job of creating space for him 4-on-5 that he has not had to budge at all. 0-3-0, hasn't participated in the 17 kills that his team has had.
Yo, he got top lane. Has to be careful.
Do not die. Do not throw this lead that your team has built up. I cannot stress this enough. I'm so stressed out right now, Dakota, for him.
It's okay. Boom is shown up from behind to catch out Fnatic stragglers who were on that assassin mission, but one of the assassins is able to make it out. Ice.
Oh my god. Please kill him.
It's getting away.
Are you serious?
With murder.
They're pinging him now, but he doesn't have a TP or any ulti charges. Oh my word, he just got out right in front of them. He's just casually gonna walk away. He's getting deeper into the forest. They're still chasing.
They're still gonna chase.
And he's just gonna park himself right here. And they're gonna run into him.
Oh, nice. All right, it takes a little bit of time and effort, but Ice is not going to get away.
They might get the kill here though on Mikoto. They're pretty well set up for this, but Mikoto is being very careful.
Yeah, I mean, he's now got the death, so he's pretty heavy onto the damage. Not very defensive. Is pretty dependent on his remnants to bail him out from potential trouble. The Oracle's shown up now, and that could help things out if things get a bit south. DJ in the meantime caught into an arena, shoved back. Mikoto sweeps in and cleans up. He's now dominating. Jabs hopping up and over, and well, into the enemy team. That's
Dude, Hyde's almost got a full BKB.
Wow, on the Phoenix.
Yeah, he is so farmed. I don't even know if that... maybe I'd go Ags if I was him or something like that. The Sunray Soak broke.
And speaking of BKB, Moon is hoping to get one next. He had just finished his defusal now, but, you know, these damage bits are nice, but you're still a step behind on the buildup that Boom has. And that might show itself in these fights. As well, 23 Savage Does find the catch onto Oracle. Oracle able to get off the false promise. If he can heal himself enough and that Phoenix beam, he should be good. You know,
perfectly fine.
I think I remember something on the draft, like, or something during the draft panel about how Oracle can really synergize with the team, but that healing application is so handy.
He dies anyways.
He gets put on blast right there. 23 Savage still lurking for the kill.
That's so funny. They gave him a freebie to walk away. That was the license. You know, you don't have to choose this life.
Look at how
But he still did it anyways.
You're free now. Stop getting yourself in trouble. And then ultimately still meets the same fate.
That life just pulls you back. You know?
I can't. It's too much money. Oh, hi to the low ground. Just barely makes it up.
They're not going to chase that.
Meanwhile, mid lane, look who has lingered outside the front door. Mars.
That's a really nice egg, though.
But he is so tanky. And with the egg right there,
yeah, they're just going to fully back out.
Second guess their commitments and run out the other side.
So they do get mid tower and a kill on the Oracle, which isn't the worst thing. And Anti-Mage at some point has to come and fight with the rest of his team, I'd imagine.
Hold on there, Will. It's going to be a couple more items. You know that. Abyssal Blade's got to be done. And then, you know, the next one, the next one.
Next item syndrome is the best. Oh, it's a great item, by the way.
Paladin Sword and Mindbreaker both
for Slark is, dare I say, broken. Just the amount of regen you get is pretty insane. Looks like he's not going to hold on to it. And maybe they just give it to the Monkey King. That's perfectly fine, too. Yeah, Monkey King also has a heal. So 17% more heal on his Boundless would be nice.
Watch out. Bottom. Speaking of which, Monkey King. Able to hop out and away from potential trouble. Boom are back on the southern front and trying to just reclaim economy, as Fnatic are going to be potentially losing out on these resources and potentially losing out on more as DJ gets caught out.
Oh, Jabs is going to die for that too.
Oh, Jabs trying to be there for his ally.
So the question now is, like, what do you decide to go for? You could just go into Roche right now if you wanted. I don't think it's the worst idea. There's no AoE that can be shot into there. Dream, you can't die like this.
Are you serious right now? Dream caught out on the side, potentially going to get blown up. He does fall. It costs them Ice, and it could cost them Savage. So I don't know if it's still worth. I mean, you know, props to Fnatic. Somehow, some way, they always find this AM and take him down a peg. But Boom will certainly take names of their own.
Yeah, I think he's 0-4 now. He must have gotten an assist from that. Yeah. 0-4-5, just had the roughest game.
Just feels like he's that crazy, like, neutral hero in the game that sometimes Fnatic pick on.
He's like a mini Roshan,
right? Because he's not really advancing the game at the moment for Boom. Boom are taking the fight, we're taking the objectives. He's just kind of being the dark horse that should eventually show up. Oh, just you wait till there's that full 5-man fight.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
For now, Fnatic kind of stuck back waiting, and on Boom's time, 23 Savage to come back up. He does have the BKB slated, and it's going to take more time. I imagine it's wiser for Fnatic to hold out on items like that before they really try to test the waters. And BKB as well for Monkey King, yeah, certainly those two BKBs would be very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you need to get BKBs at this point. The chains are just doing too much right now, and you got the additional second too.
Yeah, chains could make things easier for FBZ to set things up with the spear. FBZ also doing a fantastic job setting up these arenas, and now has gone into that utility as he has the pipe.
Yeah, and now we're still in the waiting for Dream waiting room. Hopefully he comes and fights.
He's got a butterfly now queued after completing the Abyssal Blade. That might be the ticket, though. Come on. Yeah, I certainly imagine. So anything after this becomes a bit of a luxury for him to participate in these fights, but with that big knife, he's now ready to go. Tier 2 claimed. Fnatic.
He's finally said, okay, guys, I've got 3 major items. I think this is about time for me to probably be involved in some kills. That'd probably be nice and helpful if, because 23 Savage has been everywhere. I mean, he's trying his best. Like, he's taking a lot of fights. He's 4-2-4. Conversely, like, he's kept up pretty decently in net worth considering they've just lost fight after fight.
Yeah, they definitely have made the most with the position they're put in. You know, finding those creeper kills, taking advantage of times when Oracle are on their own, those expeditions to take out the AM. They have not yet really been tested by Boom's potential.
Oh, and they actually catch him here. He doesn't have BKB or anything. 23 Savage is going to leap across, but the pace is on.
Yes, it is. They have the Abyssal now as AM shows up. Oh, DJ drops it down, takes out the backlining Oracle, but is it going to be good enough? Because Boom are coming in with round number 2.
It's just too
Dream is just ripping apart Moon.
Oh, that echo is massive.
Snipes that kill. And now they are out. I think Fnatic just got the first real knockout hit. And the count is on. Are more going to hemorrhage? DJ trying to use the tree to juke on the side, but yeah, he gets caught. Oh boy.
That was a really nice echo. I mean, he hits 3, but 2 of the targets have a way to reset themselves. The Ember Spirit and the Phoenix, of course, gets the ulti off and jabs is not close enough. You saw how good the little Shredder could be, but just a little bit too far, and that egg was massive. That wasted most of the BKB from the Monkey King, and I have to imagine this is game now. They're up 20k. Roshan is still available for them. Their anti-mage is massive. Their Phoenix, for God's sakes, has a BKB.
And they're throwing tips now too. Boom are just feeling themselves, and they should. I mean, this is a series upset if I've ever seen one. Fnatic are, I imagine, to be touted as favorites coming into the series, but Boom,
Oh, and they know instantly.
Boom just have resolve right now as they continue to fight in. Ice, ice, ice. Also to drop. Double buyback comes out. This is the final hurrah of Fnatic, I imagine. As Savage and Moon try to fight on forward.
Could just Roche if they wanted to, Dakota.
It looks like that's the game plan. Is it? Yeah. Yep. Come on, get in there. Get that Roche. Yeah, get that Roche.
You guys want to take Roche?
You know, that Aegis could help these fights out, but
I think that's what
they have
Fnatic
ults.
are thinking. They're like, oh, they must be Roshing.
now the question is, what if Fnatic do when they realize they're not Roche?
I will say, because I do think this game is most likely over by all rights, that even though the Void Spirit offlane didn't go well, I don't even know if that was like the Anti-Mage versus Void Spirit matchup was like potentially the biggest issue, considering like Dream didn't participate for the first 30 minutes. So it's not like that came to bite you in the ass at all.
What about the mid lane though?
I mean, the mid lane I think was really where things went disastrously wrong.
Yeah, we had seen in the preview game what the Monkey King Ember Spirit really is all about and what is it's expected to be. And this game just totally a different story.
Yeah, I mean, last game Makoto had like an unthrowable lead, and he tried. Let me say, he died like 4 times.
Yeah, definitely felt himself. Oh, trying to go for the invis.
Huge
Fissure.
The heals, the
FB.
BKB.
He tried to BKB himself out of it. He does remnant back. He remnant back in. And Fnatic are not going to be able to get that tasty kill, and they will lose a lot for it. Somehow 23 Savage finds his way out from that little bit of a jam. And this one with the helpful cookie, but he does go down eventually. I think that might have just done it. That may have been the nail in the coffin, as they say.
And that was, you did see finally why the Shredder is good. The Phoenix was at full and then it died instantly, but that also forces jabs to commit within melee range, and he died in 1 second. As soon as he killed the egg, he died.
Yeah, really only offered the egg kill and a slightly helpful cookie, but after that, you know, the party and the shtick is over.
Dude, this Makoto guy though is sick with it.
I think he's the 10K player. I'm pretty sure the Boom.
I can't check because I don't have a keyboard, apparently, but
we'll have to look into that. But nonetheless, he's playing like he's got that kind of swagger, and here they will be rewarded. Boom Esports, big takedown against Fnatic. Fnatic will give them every last little ounce in true SEA fashion with every dying breath.
I mean, they're trying, but they're just so far behind. They just don't have the gold. This Monkey King is so underfarmed relative to where he should be. He's gonna buy back, but I mean, this was definitely like the Makoto show.
I certainly agree.
I mean, how many deaths does Moon have at this point? That was his 8. He was 1-8-5.
Yeah, we did not get to see Monkey King really amount to anything there. You know, and you could say that for a lot of the heroes too. I know you said Isis.